Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go, this is Valley News Live at noon.
New for you at noon, an ex-priest convicted of molesting 2 young boys in Fargo in the 90s is headed to prison for 20 years. Fernando Sayasaya is convicted of sexually assaulting 2 brothers under the age of 15 between 1995 and 1998. The victims are now in their 30s. 3 other victims have since come forward. Sayasaya was extradited back to the States last December after nearly 2 decades of hiding in the Philippines. During his sentencing, Sayasaya apologized to the victims.
I'd just like to say I'm regretfully sorry from the bottom of my heart if I caused pains to the victims.
Hear from the investigators who worked this case tonight on Valley News Live. And now let's get that live look outside. It's October 1st and the fall colors sure look like it's the change of a new month. For what we can expect in our weather, let's head over to meteorologist Lisa Green.
That's right, looking like fall and feeling like fall for us here in the valley. We've got the clouds overhead, cool temperatures. We saw snow on the radar earlier this morning, and we did just have a little shower pass through the Fargo-Moorhead area around the 11 o'clock hour earlier on. So that's passed through. It's now impacting places like Detroit Lakes and other spots with pockets of clearing where we're getting a little bit of sunshine. Zooming in on that rain, you can see it is just now moving into Detroit Lakes, passing south of Mahnomen. So Becker County, kind of the focus here for that little rain shower affecting that area. Expanding the view, not much else heading our way except for some cloud cover out there. We'll clear things out a little bit more, get a little more sun, and hopefully that will help us to climb back into some 50s by late afternoon. But right now it's still cool. We're only at 45 in Fargo, 44 in Grand Forks and Wadena. 39 degrees still there. Here's a look at our hourly planner. Expect to see a mix of some clouds and some moments of sunshine here the rest of the afternoon, with temperatures climbing to around that 50-degree mark in most areas. Tonight, those clouds creep right back in, but that'll help us out from cooling down too much. So we'll talk about that and the rest of the week ahead. We've got several chances for some precipitation, rain, and possibly snow too coming up in the extended planner.
Look forward to it. Thank you very much, Lisa. The children of a Fargo murder suspect are still missing after their mother illegally took them. Take a look at your screen here. Officials are looking for 10-year-old Mateo Cooley and 11-year-old Melisha Cooley. Deputies say 39-year-old Izetta Cooley, who was ordered not to have contact with the children, went to the home they were staying at in southern Minnesota around 10:30 Saturday night and took them. 16-year-old Marco Cooley is also believed to be traveling with the group. They were last seen in a black 2007 Suzuki XL7 with Minnesota plates 103 WJC. The children's father is 44-year-old Miguel Cooley Sr. of Moorhead. He's the suspect in the murder of a 20-year-old man outside of Fargo McDonald's on September 23rd. Sources say a possible extramarital affair may have been the motive. Police believe Cooley was jealous over a relationship the murder victim had with his wife. You're urged to call police if you know anything about these people. The Bemidji Police Department is investigating a death at Bemidji State University. Shortly after midnight yesterday, Bemidji police officers were called to Tamarack Hall on campus for a report of a person lying on the ground bleeding. Officers then found an 18-year-old man who appeared to have fallen. Bemidji police say the man was a visitor and not enrolled at BSU. Detectives are working to identify witnesses and establish how the fall happened. The name of the victim is being withheld at this time, and the investigation into the death is ongoing. If you have any information about the incident, call Bemidji Police. That number's on your screen, 218-333-9111. One man is dead after being hit by a car in Aiken County. It happened last night around 7:30 near Jacobson, Minnesota. A 61-year-old man from Hibbing had pulled off the side of the road after hitting a bear. While on the road, the 61-year-old was hit by 55-year-old Jane Southbine of Cloquet, Minnesota. The victim's name has not yet been released at this time. A Devil's Lake woman was able to walk away after crashing into a moose near Emerado, North Dakota. It happened around 9 last night on Highway 2. 32-year-old Nicola Paulson was heading west when her SUV slammed into the animal. Paulson was not hurt in the accident, and local fire officials were called out to remove the animal from the road.
If the parent isn't here, the kids will be. And the teachers are going to carry on class as if it were all students.
For many, junior high is a distant memory, but some got a fun little refresher today. Parents of students in the 6th grade class at Carl Ben Eielson filled in for their young ones today. Carl Ben has been doing this for 20 years now to give parents a glimpse of what an average day is like. Coffee was on hand to help moms and dads make it through, but it was even more fun for some of the kids.
She is stoked because she thinks it's funny that I am giant, hairy, and full of tattoos and going to 6th grade. I think that every parent should do this.
In our consumer alert today, it's an important day for parents of college students. It's the first day to apply for financial aid. Today is the first day you can file a free application for federal student aid for the 2019-2020 school year. It's better to file early, and every student who is considering college next year should fill one out. Most states and colleges also use it to award grants and scholarships. It is also required to take out any federal student loans. The new term of the United States Supreme Court starts today, and there will only be 8 justices to hear each case. That's because the Senate is still awaiting the outcome of an FBI investigation into nominee Brett Kavanaugh before voting on his confirmation. But as Nicole Killian reports from Capitol Hill, some Democrats are worried the White House counsel's office is putting restraints on the scope of this investigation.
They have free reign. They're going to do whatever they have to do, whatever it is they do.
President Trump said over the weekend that the FBI would have free reign to dig into Supreme Court nominee Brett Kavanaugh's past. But at this point, the investigation appears to be limited in scope.
I don't think people should be micromanaging the FBI investigation. We can make very clear that we think they should do the broad investigation we can get in a week.
So far, the Bureau has only spoken to one of the women who have accused Kavanaugh of sexual misconduct. Agents did speak with Yale classmate Deborah Ramirez, who has accused Kavanaugh of exposing himself to her. But they have no plans of speaking with Julie Swetnick, who has submitted sworn testimony that Kavanaugh was present at parties where girls were given excessive amounts of alcohol and sexually assaulted.
This can't become a fishing expedition like the Democrats would like to see it be.
2 senators, 1 Republican and 1 Democrat, were able to strike a deal last Friday to delay Kavanaugh's confirmation vote and reopen the FBI investigation. They sat down with 60 Minutes to talk about that deal.
We knew that we had enough leverage to actually get what we were looking for, a delay and an actual investigation.
Senator Jeff Flake began the day prepared to approve Kavanaugh's confirmation, but after listening to his friend Democratic Senator Chris Coons, he changed his mind and asked Coons to speak with him privately.
He said very intently, this is tearing our country apart. We have to do something.
A new CBS News poll shows Americans are very divided about Kavanaugh's confirmation. 35% of people say the Senate should confirm Kavanaugh, 37% want senators to vote against him, and 28% believe it's too soon to say. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
A Yale College classmate of Kavanaugh's, Chad Ludington, says on multiple occasions he saw Kavanaugh staggering from alcohol consumption. But former NBA player Chris Dudley said he regularly drank with Kavanaugh while the two were classmates at Yale, and he never ever saw him blacked out drunk. Coming up here.